Famcast Media, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, persons of all ages, welcome to the most exclusive group in the wrestling community. Now first, hailing from Barrio Ingenio in Toa Baja, Puerto Rico, Sazón Luis Rodríguez and his tag team partner from Toronto, Canada, Tyler and Skip.
Welcome everyone to Must Love Wrestling. We are doing the show old school today. Me and Tyler, we're pretty busy with our new schedules at work, so to go back to the audio format, this is kind of kicking it old school. What do you think, Tyler? Do you like it better this way, or you like to be able to see each other?
I mean, I think the quality is better the other way, so I certainly wouldn't want to do this every week, but for what the opportunity we have right now is this is what we got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking of opportunities, we might have something big in the future, guys. I don't want to give too much away, but we might be moving platforms, so let's wait and see what happens here, but I think me and Tyler have something really big up our sleeves for you. We'll just have to wait for the next coming weeks and be able to give that to you. But
it's definitely exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So jumping right into wrestling, why don't we, since we left off in this conversation off air, why don't we just jump right into it? It has been reported that the new hashtag for the women wrestlers in WWE has gone viral. It has made its way to USA Today, to ESPN, to TMZ, and it was actually on the ticker for CNN, which is WWE Women Deserve Better. There is a massive fan base that is angry at creative in WWE that the women were left off the card for an impromptu battle royal with zero build after two legends of the sport were taken off of the card to be put back on a Monday Night Raw. Now, it is being reported that the WWE did this because of time constraints, and they're really sticking to their time constraints for premium live events, but fans are not happy. They feel like their LA Knight is being overpushed, that the Battle Royal is designed specifically for him, and that people like Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Becky Lynch, and Trish Stratus are they are having to suffer because of that. What do you have to say about it, Tyler?
Yeah, I would agree with all that. The only caveat is I did see something, and I don't remember where I saw it, that the possibility is that they're going to have Rhea not defend her title in enough time and strip her of it so that she doesn't lose.
Well, that would be, I think in any normal circumstance, that would be such a brilliant. You have to defend your title once in 30 days. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so to keep her strong so she doesn't lose, because they're having her interact with the men obviously more than the women at this point. And especially with I think we were thinking it was going to be a triple threat, and obviously with Liv being out for a while. I don't know if she seemed healthy on Monday, on Monday, but I don't know if that's what the story is there.
Well, Fightful Select reported today that all four of these women are 100% healthy and ready to go for matches. So,
yeah,
I mean,
the fact that Becky and Trish is not on the show is a travesty. And don't give me time constraints. That's a cop out. They don't own it, but they pretty much can go as long as they want. It's not like back in the day when DDP and Goldberg went off the air because the pay-per-view ran long.
You know, I would like to add on to that if you'll allow me to, Tyler. I really feel like this is the mistake that they make on a regular basis. If I could just jump off the women for a second, them pushing LA Knight in this spot to have him be in this battle royal so he has his SummerSlam moment this, I feel like, was the wrong place to do that. They could have given him that battle royal tonight. We could have had that tonight on SmackDown, and then we could have had the women's matches tomorrow, because then the fans would continue to back him. They would be like, damn, man, we really love this guy. You just won't put him on the card. And then his fan base will grow even more. Now, not only are you putting him in a catch-22, but the women have to suffer for it.
Right.
So, I don't get it.
Yeah, and I mean, they could have even put it on the pre-show, and then everyone would be like, "Oh man, LA Knight's on the pre-show, but he's so great. Why is he on the pre-show?"
Exactly.
But now they had an organic babyface that was gaining popularity, and this company could screw up a wet dream.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some really eye-opening things. I sent Tyler some text this week of what exactly has been happening to the women on the roster. To be quite honest with you, if we could just touch back on what you said about the Rhea Ripley thing, I love that. I love it for so many reasons, because whoever wins the championship, she can kind of pick on from afar, say that, like, she was too strong to be in there. Like, there's so many ways you can go with that, and it also puts the title on somebody else. I actually made a TikTok this week talking about the Shawn Michaels and Triple H European title match, and how if Rhea Ripley, if she has to drop the title, like, defend it Monday night, or she loses the title, she just kind of drops it to Lyra. We've seen rookies come in and win the championship in one shot with Paige and Santino and Carlito, and it worked out for all three of them. So yeah. I think having Lyra Valkyrie come in, it's a hand-picked person for Rhea Ripley. She can join the Judgment Day. I think it puts them in a great spot. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that would be another way to go. Where, I mean, Rhea still looks strong, but also they get the title onto somebody else. The only thing there is, if they're going to do it where they take the title away from Rhea because she doesn't defend it, it has to go on to somebody credible. It can't just be somebody that she can say, "Oh, you never beat me for it." If it's like Becky that gets it from that, then it doesn't discredit her title reign. But if it's someone young who's not as established, it could hurt them, is the only thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's so, like, I got to say, to me, it's mind-boggling, because I understand what Charlotte Flair means to professional wrestling, and I get it that whatever title picture she's a part of is going to be the main title picture. But the fact that Rhea beat Charlotte, and now Charlotte's potential title win, or let's just say her title match for SummerSlam, is being booked over Rhea Ripley, I just think that's such a stain on what Rhea did at WrestleMania. Like, in terms of story, everything Charlotte said in her promos leading up to WrestleMania, it's holding true. Meaning that, like, she's the star, and Rhea's not the star because she can't even get herself on the card. It's mind-boggling to me.
Right. Yeah, I don't love what they are. I don't love that match in itself.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a banging match, though.
You know what? Not the match itself. Man, Asuka just won it. Like,
I don't think she's going to drop it. I don't think so. We've talked about this before. I think Triple H is more about story than feel-good moment. I think his version of a feel-good moment is having LA Knight win the Battle Royal tomorrow. That's his feel-good moment. I think that we'll touch on SummerSlam here in a minute. If we could just jump off the subject, since we are met with a little bit of time constraints today, why don't we jump over to the Wembley show for AEW All In? They officially announced their main event for the evening. I've seen a lot of people draw parallels to Adam Cole betraying Roderick Strong with the stabbing in the back with the knife, with the way he hugged MJF. I'm sure we could touch on that subject another time, like before the show, like whether we think Adam Cole set this up, or whether Adam Cole not looking at the contract and just signing it was a setup by MJF. We don't know who's playing the heel, but we'll touch on that another time. But speaking of the actual AEW show, what's your opinion of the fact that like they haven't booked the show, and now it's being $50 to buy on pay-per-view, and 80,000 people shelled out money, and they only have one match on the card? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, we're still 23 days out. There's still time to build it. A lot of times they don't build stuff super early before their pay-per-views. And I think it's because they make their TV mean more that way. Like, you know, there's title matches on live television, like, and big matches, like for instance, CM Punk versus Ricky Starks tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So they're unlike what we're kind of used to seeing, where, and this has changed a lot in the last year for WWE as well, where TV was like basically an infomercial for the pay-per-view or the PLE.
Yeah.
Now their TV has always meant something because they have so few pay-per-views.
Yeah. I mean,
I think they'll still build it.
Yeah. I mean, I like that method. I just feel like there are certain things that they're doing that kind of botches or kind of fumbles. I'll say fumbles announcements. Like, here's a perfect example of something that I just don't have the faith that you have that they can pull this off. I'm sure the pay-per-view is going to be great. I'm sure that they'll put great matches on it. We know that the Bucks and FTR is the other rumored match. We're getting RVD versus Jack Perry this Wednesday. But if I could just bring up the RVD thing, that's a fumble to me. I mean, RVD should be like M. Bison, like Shao Kahn. He should be the final boss. And Jack Perry, however he does it, through the FTW should be like torching ECW guys. And this is not hyperbole. This is not a lie. What a fumble to have RVD rumored to be in this match, and that's what breaks the internet in terms of AEW. And then he just shows up on the news broke on Twitter. Instead of them saving it, hiding it, and then just like surprising the fans, because we got everything we wanted out of that RVD thing. They got the licensing to Pantera. They got Walk Back. RVD came out. He looks great. He posted a selfie of him without a shirt on. A lot of people said he looked a little chubby. No, he looks like RVD. He's always kind of had that build.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to look a certain way when you smoke weed like 24/7 and then you work out. Like, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's going to be great. He still looks like he can go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just see it as a fumble. What about you?
Yeah, I haven't seen the show yet from Wednesday, but I did see RVD when RVD came out. I mean, he looks like RVD to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your idea. I mean, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but like this is not a main. It's not going to be a featured match, so.
Yeah, but RVD, in terms of in-ring work, in terms of legend status, he means more than, half that roster. Like, having him join AEW in an official capacity we should have gotten vignettes. There should have been little moments. Like, let's say he wrestles like a Justin Credible, or he wrestles like Lance Storm or something like that. And, I don't even know if Lance Storm could work anymore if he's injured. I don't know, honestly, but I'm just throwing his name out there. And he makes it through these guys. They help build him. Just like Justin Credible helped build CM Punk and ECW before. And then we continue to have him work these legends, kind of ramping up, and then finally we get like the boss. We get like the most famous name in ECW history. Like, you can even have him take like beat up Taz. You know what I mean? Like, it can kind of be so much better. I feel like it was such a wasted opportunity. RVD's a legend. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? He's a ECW former champion, one of the longest reigning television champions ever. His matches in ECW are regarded as some of the best the company's ever had. I just feel like it's such a fumble, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, I just think that was Because it started with Jerry Lynn, I think that's why they went right to RVD. But
Yeah, I understood that. That part I got because what they mean to each other's careers. Because like those matches really legitimized RVD's status. At that point, he was just good-looking guy who could do gymnastic stuff, and and he didn't get a lot of credit for working Bam Bam Bigelow because Bam Bam is Bam Bam. So he was already a legend in the sport.
right.
But his matches with Jerry Lynn were some of the best the company's ever seen. I know you think one of them is pretty spotty.
I know. I like. I don't hate it because, like, to me, it was a little like it's not crisp. It's a little sloppy, but real is like it just looks real. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I love those matches. I mean, they're not my favorite RVD matches. Obviously, like the ladder match with Jeff Hardy sticks out. His matches with Benoit stick out. I really enjoy, what?
My favorite RVD match is the ladder match on Raw versus Eddie.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, I mean RVD, he's had phenomenal matches. His short, I think it was like a 11-minute match with Shawn Michaels, like that kind of wet my whistle. Like it let me think like, wow, can we possibly get this like long term? Unfortunately, we didn't.
No.
But we got to see a world heavyweight champion Shawn Michaels come out to wrestle Rob Van Dam, and that will forever be in my core memory bank. So, but we'll talk about that match, when we do part 2 of Wrestler Spotlight.
Right.
But so what do you think, Tyler? You want to break down SummerSlam?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, guys, SummerSlam is from Detroit, Michigan, and it's going to be one of the biggest shows of the year. I believe it's being held where the Detroit Lions play football. It's at Ford Field, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, same venue as WrestleMania 23.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be a good show. I think it's a little bit underwhelming to me. I was just expecting a little more build. I don't think every match was built right. So to me, I'm excited for like the handful of matches that I feel like can have like really good finishes. But with that, I mean, before we jump into it, what do you think about the card? Are you excited? Do you feel like it's a bit underwhelming? Like, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I don't think it's the greatest card they've ever put together, but at the same time, there's nothing that I look at and be like, oh, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
It's all stuff that should be good.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm just, I guess the best way to say it is I'm spoiled because Triple H has done such a great job of storytelling in this past year, and SummerSlam was his first card he ran last year alone. So I felt like this SummerSlam would be bigger than last year, and I just don't think that that's happening. But, yeah, that's just me being a spoiled wrestling fan, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
But if we could jump right into it, I would say, so we got the Battle Royal. I don't know what it's being called, whatever. It's the Battle Royal. We know some of the participants are Karrion Kross, Sheamus, and LA Knight. Braun Strowman will be in it from what I'm being told, so he'll be making a comeback. So what
looks like
what do you
Miz,
think about
AJ Styles, they're all around the ring right now.
Oh, okay.
So
what's your thought then? What are you thinking about this card? What are you thinking about the Battle Royal? Are you excited, or do you feel like it?
Yeah, I'm excited. Not really. I mean,
yeah,
it'd be cool. I think LA Knight probably wins, right?
Yeah. Unless they continue to swerve us and they have him make it to the final 2 and get eliminated.
There's no stakes for some reason. That's kind of dumb to me. Like,
yeah.
why can't there be like a U.S. title shot on the line or
Agreed.
something.
Absolutely agree. I love that. Or even a future world title opportunity, which is missing from wrestling lately. Like, remember, we used to have these matches where it would be like a triple threat match tonight with the winner being the new number 1 contender for the world title for a future Raw episode. Like, you don't have to be for a premium live event. It doesn't have to be for a PLE. It could just be for a Monday Night Raw, and then we could just get, or a SmackDown, and just have, like, Roman versus LA Knight, see the potential whether LA Knight's ready for an opportunity like that, a la Chris Jericho. You know what I mean? Like, give him the opportunity to wrestle somebody and see what happens.
Yeah. Or even the next PLE is just Extreme Rules, so they could do even that.
Absolutely.
It's not a major show. It's
I agree.
Um,
So you're predicting LA Knight to win?
Probably, yeah. I would think so.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see. I would like it if Karrion Kross won. I'd like it if because just a fan of his, but I feel like I'm a fan of his in the way I was a fan of Crash Holly. I just feel like he's really underutilized, and I see so much more of him. I just but it's whatever.
I would like Waller to win, but I don't see it happening. So.
Oh, I would. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
He's out there as well, so it makes me assume that he's in the match.
Yeah, that would be good. That would make sense. So moving on, let's talk about the Women's World Championship match with the current champion Asuka versus the EST of the WWE, Bianca Belair, versus the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair. I did not mean for that to rhyme. I'm kind of glad it did, though. What is your opinion on the match? What are you looking forward to seeing? And who do you predict as the winner?
Well, it's three of the best, so that's great.
Yeah.
Charlotte's lost on pay-per-view a lot lately. I can't imagine it continuing, so I'm going to go with her. But
she is 5-0 at SummerSlam. She has not lost a single SummerSlam match since her debut.
Oh, good, a streak.
I mean, it seems like that's what they're doing with all of these
last
things.
One so much.
Yeah.
And then someone completely undeserving will break it, sure.
Well, that's a little rude. I actually think that this plays into a story, right, Tyler? Like, I think you're not keeping an open mind.
What do you mean?
Well, Asuka was undefeated in the WWE until WrestleMania, and she lost to Charlotte. So it only makes sense for Asuka to beat Charlotte at SummerSlam.
But is that okay? So but are they telling that story?
I don't know, but I think it would be great if it happened, and then Friday, that's an added element to that story.
It would make sense. Do they even know is the thing? Like, sometimes I wonder.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like sometimes we figure stuff out before they do.
Is anyone paying attention besides us?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, I think this will be a great match. They're all fantastic performers.
Yeah. Well, since you bring up streak, let's move on until the match that I believe will be the hardest hitting match of this card, which is the Intercontinental Champion, the Ring General, Gunther, versus the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. How do you see? Are you excited for it, and who do you think's winning?
I'm very excited for it. I love both of these guys. This is going to be like 12 minutes of just pure meaty men doing meaty man things.
Agreed.
I think obviously at this point Gunther's going to retain because he's going to break Honky's record.
Agreed. Yep. I love that. I agree with you. I mean, I feel like honestly, guys, this is the first time I've actually heard Tyler say that stuff that nice about Drew McIntyre. I've always kind of felt like I've been on an island by myself as a Drew McIntyre fan. So that's pretty nice to hear. But what I will say is I agree. I think streaks matter in WWE right now. I think Triple H is trying to set his own streaks, kind of get everything going. We see that it has been pointed out that Rhea hasn't lost in like 400 days. We knew about Bianca's streak. We know about Roman Reigns' 3 year before getting a pin. I think they'll continue this. Rumors are reporting that Triple H is embarrassed that the Intercontinental Championship record is held by someone like Honky Tonk Man. I don't know how much of that is true, but I agree. I think Gunther wins this match. I don't know if it's in a schmaz, but I wouldn't be surprised if Riddle is the reason that Gunther wins, almost like he makes a mistake and Drew gets screwed over.
Yeah, I could see them not liking the fact that Honky has the record because I don't think he's a very popular guy in the industry.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So moving on, let's talk about the potential final match for Rowdy Ronda Rousey as she wrestles her real-life best friend, Shayna Baszler, in a MMA rules match. If I could just say something before I let you go here, what a wasted opportunity by WWE not bringing back the Lion's Den.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see that. We're just going to have a regular MMA. It's just going to look like Pride FC, which is fine, but I think the Lion's Den would have been like a big spectacle. It would have been nice to watch them work in a cage for a little bit. But I think this is pretty simple, cut and dry. Shayna wins. Ronda walks away from the sport for a little bit.
Yeah, this is one of the matches that they have done a really good job of promoting, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate that Ronda's swan song, that this is like we're finally seeing her potential on the microphone, and it took just her berating her best friend to finally be here. Like, who would have thought she was such a shitty heel?
I just think she's invested in this, so therefore that's why we're seeing it. Yeah,
I agree. But I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I want to move on to Logan Paul versus Ricochet. I'm going to make this very clear. I think that I know wins and losses don't matter as much in professional wrestling anymore, but I can't see Logan Paul losing another PLE. So I really think Ricochet was put in this spot to just do the job for Logan Paul, to get him over for the future, get some heat on him. What do you think?
Probably so. I think they have the potential to steal the show.
Agreed.
But yes, I do think that that's probably the outcome. Although the way it played out on Monday kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Where he says, your girlfriend's going to say my name or whatever he said.
Yeah, I love that.
Which is pretty funny, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you bring that up, so let's jump over to the Go Home show. Since you bring up that, and that what Tyler's talking about is usually the person that stands tall on the Go Home show. That's typically the person that loses. So let's move over to the World Heavyweight Championship match where Seth freaking Rollins, he stood tall over the Judgment Day. Now, me and Tyler have been talking about this on our podcast for, I feel like, over a month. We both, I think, if I could just be truthful, we both think Finn Balor walks out World Heavyweight Champion this week. Do you think Monday was a big indicator of, yes, this is going to happen?
I'll believe it when I see it. They've jerked him around so much in the past 7 years.
Full disclosure, Tyler, that Finn Balor is Tyler's favorite wrestler working today. I think it's more of an emotional attachment. I fully understand that.
Virgil Devitt is a wonderful human being, and he should have all the nice things.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of – I agree with that sentiment because I feel like he's just such a natural baby face. But if I could just bring up something that I noticed on Monday Night Raw, and I wanted to touch on it before we move on from this match, the fact that Finn Balor stomps Damian Priest to stand tall, and Damian standing there bloody with a bloody nose, makes me almost wonder if Triple H is going to listen to the rumors, he's going to listen to the fans, and he's going to have Damian cash in tomorrow. What do you think about that added element? Because I thought that was interesting that he didn't stand tall over Finn. He stood tall over Damian.
I mean, you want Finn to be a babyface. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I want old Finn Balor back. I want the leather jacket. I want the trunks. I want the Bullet Club pointing in the corner. Like, I want all of that, but I want the NXT attitude.
NXT second run Finn Balor.
Yes, that's what I want.
Me too.
I want that version. I want the Finn Balor that was introduced to us when he debuted and he beat Roman Reigns on his first night. Like, this is the stuff that I want. I feel like this is where Triple H saw what we've been seeing for a long time, that Finn Balor's money, but this is the way to have money. And to be honest with you, if you have Finn Balor lose at the next couple pay-per-views to Damian Priest because he can't beat the Judgment Day, right? And then he finally beats Damian Priest as the Demon. Like, we have like a resurgence, and the Demon is the one guy to actually beat the Judgment Day. I think that's brilliant booking, because I posted a TikTok this week about how we missed that Stone Cold Steve Austin type character, that one versus all. We don't have that anymore. What if the one versus all is actually like the Demon?
It would be a good way to rehabilitate the Demon, for one thing.
Yeah. I love that. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think this is going to be the match of the night. They've had some underwhelming matches on premium live events. They haven't been able to come close to that tournament final match or the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So I really feel like Seth and Finn are on a mission. They know what they can do at SummerSlam, and I think, especially if Finn is going to win tomorrow, I just feel like Seth is such a good guy internally that he's going to help push this over the top to get Finn to have like just a good, because that SummerSlam match is a classic. Yeah. And Seth Rollins, he's also one of the guys who could hold the candle to Mr. SummerSlam. We have a couple guys, he's one of them.
Yeah, for sure. And Seth understands the business and is essentially somebody who's going to put what's best for the company over what's best for him. And when you do an interview and you're like, yeah, I should probably have a couple surgeries, got a couple stress fractures back there in my back, maybe some time off is needed.
Agreed. I really wish that story would not have broken until after SummerSlam, because now I feel like that's why everybody believes Finn Balor is going to win. And I really just wanted people to see Finn Balor the way you do. Like, you see him as a talent that's not used properly. I mean, we heard everything you said at the start of this topic. That's how I wanted everybody to see him. I don't really want people to be like, oh, yeah, they're putting the title on him because Seth is hurt. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah. I just want to say something to Vince Russo if he's listening.
Oh, okay.
He said that he should go down to NXT because he can't draw. Well, he was in NXT, and NXT beat Dynamite exactly once head-to-head, and one of the two main events was Finn Balor versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. So,
well, I mean, we're not going to ignore the fact that he wrestled Adam Cole, who
for sure,
money. Okay,
for sure. But he was there. It wasn't Adam Cole versus somebody else. Yeah,
no, I agree with you. I agree. Moving on to the semi-main event, it looks like this is like a very fully loaded type of pay-per-view. So it looks like, in my opinion, it looks like we have 3 potential main events, but we're going to start with the American Nightmare versus the Beast Incarnate. I'm going to make this short and sweet. This is the rubber match. I don't see Cody Rhodes losing this. No question. I think Lesnar does the job. This is what Lesnar does for people. He's invested in this feud. You can see by everything he's doing. Tyler has mentioned it in our podcast before. When Lesnar's invested, he's one of the best in the game. He is clearly invested in this feud. He wants to help make Cody. What a way to do it, having Cody win at SummerSlam.
This is the best Brock Lesnar we've seen, in my opinion, since he's been back.
Absolutely. Cowboy Brock? Is that what you're referring to?
In like just in general in this feud, in the matches that they've had.
Yes.
Outside of maybe the CM Punk feud, because I love that match.
Yeah.
Outside of that, this is the best Brock Lesnar that we've seen in years.
Absolutely. The moment he came back with his hairstyle, the beard, started coming out with the cowboy hat, he has just been on another level. He hasn't needed people to talk for him. I have beat this bitch like a drum. I said anybody who didn't think Brock Lesnar had charisma, please go back and watch his mariachi special versus Eddie Guerrero when he mocks Eddie. He has always had this charisma. He just didn't want to use it. So I'm very excited. I love Brock Lesnar. I feel like everyone this week is a bigger Cody Rhodes fan after the special dropped. So I think we're all looking forward to Cody winning this match. And then because moving on to the main event of the evening is this tribal combat between main event Jey Uso and the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. What do you think happens in this match?
What do I think happens? Roman probably wins.
Well, you sound so down about that.
What do I want to happen? I want Jey to win it. I think that's the perfect way to end the story. It's full circle. That's how we started.
Wow, I definitely don't want that. I can't imagine. I can't believe you watched Cody Rhodes' special and you don't want him to be the guy.
He'll win the title. He just doesn't necessarily have to win it from Roman.
Oh, that's what I want. That's what I feel like is the right thing to do. Because I think it sets us up for future feuds. Every champion needs their guy. And wouldn't it be amazing if Cody is the second coming of Triple H? Triple H had multiple feuds that mattered to his career, whether it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, whether it was Shawn Michaels, whether it was Randy Orton, whether it was Batista, John Cena. Cody Rhodes needs more than just Seth Rollins. I'm sorry, you can't make a legacy with just one specific feud. We can't think of Cody and only think Seth. We need more than that.
Okay, there's Brock.
Yes, we're getting the Brock Lesnar one. I think that's great. I think I would love it if Cody won the title and then he wound up wrestling Brock. A big part of me wants Cody versus Randy Orton in the future for the title. I think that's a full circle moment.
That'd be great.
But I don't want Roman to lose now. I've made this clear. If I could just say it on the podcast here, it has nothing to do with main event Jey Uso. I love him. Me and Tyler said for our WrestleMania preview show that we thought, he is the better Uso. I've always felt this way, but I've told Tyler this on multiple occasions. I love the fact that the Usos are a tag team first, and I don't want one of them to have a one-up on the other. So I just really want them to be legitimately tag team forever, and I fear that if he wins the world title, that it's going to be hard to put him back in a tag team.
Well, it didn't hurt the New Day, really.
Yeah, but the New Day didn't come up together as a tag team. They were all single individual people. Kofi was his own guy, had already big feuds. Big E had already been a singles world champion.
But by the time they won those titles, they were synonymous with one another.
Agreed. Well, no. Big E was the second NXT world champion.
No. I'm saying by the time they became world champions on the main roster.
Oh, yes. Agreed.
So here's my thing. I understand what you're saying about Cody and Roman. I don't think we're going to have Roman Reigns for that much longer.
Listen, you shut your fucking mouth. I don't even want you to think that stuff.
Why would he not go the same way that The Rock and John Cena gone?
You and those voluptuous lips, you dream that. You wake up and you send me an apology text. You better not think that. Roman is not going anywhere. That is a rumor. It is a false rumor. He is staying right here in professional wrestling where he belongs. There's an actor strike going on now. We don't know when it's coming back. So there's nowhere for Roman to go right now.
But it's going to eventually end.
We don't know. It looks like all of the rumors are true, and the CEOs are trying to starve actors out. So they might have to end the strike. But it depends on. I mean, when you have people like Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise and Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez taking care of people, I mean, it all depends. Don't forget The Rock taking care of people. These people, The Rock is a billionaire, so they're taking care of these people, and the CEOs are trying to starve out. But we can touch on that another day.
Well, I want to ask you something since you brought it up.
All right, let's go. I said how I was going to end the show, so it's perfect. Go ahead.
What do you think about what your boy said?
Oh, what boy?
Stephen Amell.
Oh, I think I think that I hate social media. I hate that it was taken out of context and he had to send a full text, like he had to send a full like message to let everybody know what he actually meant. I don't think he meant that he hates the strike and he thinks it's stupid. I think he means like it's a last resort thing, and he hates that they're at last resort. I don't know if his apology is going to work for the actors and for SAG and the union, or if he's going to be labeled like some of these TikTok people who refuse to follow directions for the strike, and he will be shunned from Hollywood after this. I mean, we'll see. But honestly, as I said to somebody else when they posted about this, wrestling will accept him with open arms.
Exactly.
So I'm okay with it. I know everybody loves Bad Bunny. I love Bad Bunny. He's a fellow countryman. I know you all like Logan Paul. I do not. He's fine. But in my personal opinion, I think Stephen Amell is the best celebrity wrestler we've ever gotten. He knows the business. He respects the business. He has the right people training him. He has the right people behind him. And I can absolutely see Stephen Amell winning the AEW World Championship. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he could probably do that too. But I absolutely see that happening because I could see the Bucks and CM Punk, and I could see Kenny Omega, all of the guys that support him. I could see them like backing him up and stuff like that. And just
holy
like,
shit, Elite and CM Punk agree on something.
Yeah, right? It's crazy. But yeah, no, what I really wanted to end the show with is I believe that what we're going to get tomorrow is a Grayson Waller effect somewhere on the show. This is why I think that the women were ultimately taken off of SummerSlam. I do not believe it has to do with the Battle Royal. This is just my opinion, guys. There's no rumor about this. This is just something I kind of want to speak into existence. I believe that somewhere in the middle of the card, before the crowd gets fatigued, we will have the ring set up for the Grayson Waller effect. We will have Grayson go out there, continue to torch The Rock, only for, boom, The Rock's music to hit, for The Rock to come out, put Grayson Waller in his place. Maybe they have a back and forth. The Rock gives him the rock bottom, people's elbow, and this is The Rock coming back. I think it would be great if that happened. And as The Rock was saying, like before he goes to the back, just let the crowd know that he is here. He was here to shut this jabroni's mouth and to watch the main event. Almost like teasing that he's invested in what happens in the main event. What do you think about that?
That would be cool. I will say Waller seems like he's in the Battle Royal, so.
Well, then even better if he beats LA Knight. I think that's great.
We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, man, guys, we're very excited about SummerSlam. I mean, the card, as we said earlier, it's not the best SummerSlam card we've ever seen, but the matches are really good. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure Tyler's looking forward to it. Definitely. It's going to be very exciting to watch. So we will be back next week to finish up our Wrestler Spotlight. We'll probably give you two shows, one like this one where it's a shorter show to give you the pretty much our recap on SummerSlam, and then we will continue our part 2 of Wrestler Spotlight with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, guys, we're out.
Later.